Good evening, everybody. Dave McKenzie with Mr. Scott Hudson on all day long, Scott. I've kept thinking this was Thursday, but it's actually Wednesday night, and it is the first game for the Carterville Lions at the Mid-Winter Classic here in Max Morris Gymnasium in West Frankfort.
Yeah, the schedule got changed because of all the bad weather we had the last couple of days. So Carterville's seeing their first action in this tournament. As a matter of fact, I guess Carterville will be the last boys team to start their side of the midwinter against a Marion team that's coming off a loss Saturday night to Carroll, 58-55. Carterville's got problems, but Marion's got their own problems, so we're going to see tonight which team can come out and maybe find an answer to their problems.
We just had an overtime game, and there's always overtime games when you're at the Midwinter Classic, and it was Anna Jonesboro knocking off West Frankfort, the host school, here in overtime, 55-51. A little earlier this evening, it was the Cairo Pilots, 83-69 over Herrin. Cairo's 2-0 in the tournament. They're firmly in control of it.
Well, they are. The only game they have left on their side of the pool is Carterville. That is tomorrow night at 8:30. Another late tip-off for the Carterville Lions tomorrow night. And then Carterville's off till 10 o'clock Saturday morning when they'll play the Herrin Tigers. And then depending on what Carterville's record is, will determine when they play in the afternoon. Could be 3:30, 5, 6:30, or 8. But Carterville comes into this game, a blowout loss to the Pinckneyville Panthers last week at Pinckneyville. But Marion, you talk about a tale of two teams. Marion won the Carbondale Holiday Tournament, really played well in those games, beat a couple of very good teams. Since then, they haven't won in 2018.
No, they're not. And so that's where Carterville can say they're over Herrin right now, because we got a 2018 win.
That's right. That's true.
Over Sparta, the first game back after the Christmas break, as a matter of fact. It's Carterville Lions basketball here on News Radio WJPF. It is brought to you by the Bank of Carbondale's Carterville Banking Center, where they offer a variety of business and personal banking services, including checking accounts, online banking, and mobile banking. For more information, stop by the Carterville Banking Center or visit their website at tboc.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. No pregame coaches interview this evening. We're going to go on and take a break, and we'll continue. When we come back, we'll break down this matchup between the Carterville Lions and the Marion Wildcats. You're listening to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. Doubtful. We might, because they had an anthem before the last game. So, but I don't know. I'll let you know as soon as I figure it out. Max Morris Gymnasium, West Frankfort, Illinois, as the Carterville Lions are preparing to take on the Marion Wildcats. Carterville coming off their last game. That was last weekend, last Thursday actually, on the road at Pinckneyville, and that was a 67-33 dominating win by the Pinckneyville Panthers. we know Carterville has some weaknesses, but the Panthers just really kind of blew those up and just took full advantage of this Lions team.
Yeah, Pinckneyville has very few, if any, weaknesses at all. They have size, they have depth. Every kid can handle the ball. Every kid can shoot the ball. So Carterville just ran into a buzzsaw. They played a very good first quarter against Pinckneyville.
Hung right in there.
But then it fell apart in the second quarter. So Carterville, at this point in the season, you're a little bit past the halfway point of the season now. I think for Carterville and Coach Hawkins, you have to go out and try to win every possession. You don't worry about trying to win every quarter at this point. You got to take baby steps first before you can run. And I think with Carterville, they've just got to go out and try to outwork their opponents.
And it was a year ago that, my gosh, it was the beginning of the season. Seems like it was a year ago when the Carterville Lions, they took on this Marion Wildcat team in the Pyramid Plus tournament back in November, and it was a 77-43 win the Wildcats had. That was back on November 6th, November 6th, I believe. No, I'm sorry, November 25th. There we go.
It was in November.
Yes, there we go. We got it. But they were led that night, of course, by the 6'6 sophomore, Connor Jackson. He had 25 points. Jaden Lacey added 12, and then they had balanced scoring as 2, 4, 6, 7 others get into the books as well. Again, it was a 77-43. That's the last time Carterville's seen Marion, and as you mentioned moments ago, they've kind of struggled a little bit coming into the new year, and maybe Carterville's catching them at a good time.
Well, Marion's had some illness that's gone through the team.
Connor Jackson was ill here a week ago.
They've had some injury problems with Sidoris and his ankle. They've also had some other issues. But when this team is together, when they have a full squad, Marion is very talented. They're very big. They're strong. They're quick. They're fast. They can shoot the ball. You probably feel like I'm describing Pinckneyville Panthers. Only Marion, I think, is more athletic than Pinckneyville. So Carterville will have their hands full. But part of sports is mental. A lot of sports is mental. And right now, Marion, they have no mojo whatsoever. They have not won, as we said, in the year 2018. So Carterville, as I said, just come out, play hard, try to outwork Marion, because that's exactly what a 1A school in Carroll did Saturday night. They outworked the Marion Wildcats because on paper there's no way Marion should have lost to that Pilots team.
This Lions broadcast, it's brought to you by the Bank of Carbondale, Carterville Banking Center. They're proud to be locally owned and operated community bank. Stop by and visit their friendly and professional staff. You can do that at the Carterville Banking Center, located at 200 West Plaza Drive, member FDIC, equal housing lender. We'll go on and take another break. When we come back, we'll get into the starting lineups and get ready as the Carterville Lions are preparing to take on the Marion Wildcats at the West Frankfort Mid-Winter Classic here on News Radio WJPF. .527 left. Dogs down 63-48. Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Carterville Lions are putting a wrap on the Wednesday evening. This is a tournament, Scott, that was just kind of tore up by the weather. all the tournaments in Southern Illinois. I know that the Superman Classic, they're not even going to get started until tomorrow night. But we're lucky we're playing here tonight. Warmer weather moving in for the weekend, and we should be good to go for the rest of the week.
Yeah, and I think with the way this tournament was set up, there was a little bit of leeway in the schedule, that being the fact that there weren't any games scheduled for Saturday morning. The first game Saturday was supposed to be 3:30 on the final day, but because of the weather, there were some openings, and that benefited this tournament where other tournaments just had to keep moving back and back.
And you got to remember as well, the girls' tournament is going on at the same exact time this week. So, they've done a fine job of working the schedules out. We play tomorrow night. Carterville will play at 8:30 against the Cairo Pilots. And then on Saturday morning at 10 o'clock will be the game that was snowed out on Monday. That'll be a 10 a.m. start here on News Radio WJPF. And then, depending on how we do these three games, will depend our start time on the evening session on Saturday afternoon. Teams have gotten through their warm-ups, and now it's time to announce the starting lineups for the Carterville Lions. They will be the home team here in this contest this evening as they get prepared to take on the Marion Wildcats and Coach Gus Gillespie. Wildcats are being introduced at the moment, and they are going to go with their 6'1" guard, the senior, number 3, Jaden Lacey. Also, sophomore, 6'6", Connor Jackson. It is going to be, let's see, there's a question on who this one could be. David Fletcher is going to get the start, the 6'2" senior, so that means Sidoris will not get the start. He's been nursing a bum ankle this year.
Yeah, but he is starting. They've decided to. Schaefer is not starting.
Okay.
They're going with a more guard-oriented offense or lineup here. So, but that could be a factor in this game. Sidoris, as you said, has the bum ankle. Don't know how much he's going to be able to go, but you look at the Marion team, they've got depth, they've got size. So not having Sidoris would hurt, but it's not anything that they should panic about.
So that means that Terrell Henderson, the 6'5" senior, will be in the paint for the Marion Wildcats. So it'll be Lacey, Connor, Fletcher, Sidoris, and Henderson. Now it's the starting lineup for your Carterville Lions, and it's going to be the 6'3" senior guard, number 5, Justin Johnson. Connor Henderson, number 13, the 6'4" senior guard / forward for Shane Hawkins, will get the start. Tyler Biddle is getting the start this evening in place of Dylan Valerius. Tyler is a 5'10" junior guard. You have the junior forward, Dylan Moore, wears number 24, and then Grant Garvey, the 6'4" senior, number 32. So the starting lineup for the Carterville Lions will be Johnson, Henderson, Biddle, Moore, and Garvey. This Lions broadcast, it is brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in downtown Carterville for over 30 years. A certified York dealer, and they service all brands. Called 985-2502. Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating.com. Both teams have been announced. The Lions gather up just below us here at Max Morris Gymnasium. I love this place, Scott. It's one of my favorite gyms to come to. I love our seat, how we're just right on top of the floor. And say it all, every time it's like Hoosiers here. Every time we come.
There's been so many new gyms and facilities built over the years, but this old barn, so to speak, has been here forever, and it is a great place to come and watch a basketball game. Great place to broadcast a basketball game from. It's just, I hope they never tear this thing down, because it just reminds you of small school basketball, reminds you of back in the 60s and 70s, and it's just a great place to come.
The Ray Stevens song, The Streak, where he said, made a hook shot, got out through the concession stand?
Right.
That reminds me of this place right here.
Well, if you make
because
a hook
the door is right by the
concession. If you make a hook shot tonight, Dave, please don't streak out of the gym. That's all I'm asking.
I'm not promising anything,
Okay,
buddy.
all right.
We're underway. Both teams are on the floor. Coach Shane Hawkins already working the officials. No, he's not, but their officials are ready to go. And we appreciate you tuning in here on News Radio WJPF. And don't forget, you can watch and listen on our YouTube channel. Just search Carterville Lions versus Marion Wildcats Mid-Winter Classic. You'll get the play-by-play and the video all in one nice little package. As Marion wins the tip, they get it down to Connor Jackson. He kicks it out top, and they work it left side as it is Fletcher that drives and gets the little left-hand layup. Marion is on the board.
Yeah, they pass the ball around very quickly.
Justin Johnson and Tyler Biddle working the backcourt for the Carterville Lions, and Carterville turns it over for their first turnover. They leave it to the floating Jaden Lacey, who's able to get that one to go, and Marion quickly leads it 4-0. Carterville breaks the timeline. They get it toward the left side. That's where Dylan Moore is, and now between the circles to Johnson, and right side to Tyler Biddle. On the floor, Tyler Biddle, Connor Henderson, Justin Johnson, Grant Garmy, and Dylan Moore. As he has the ball, drives the baseline, runs into a double team, has to back it up, needs some help, finally gets it from Biddle. Biddle on the left wing. Beats the double team, throws it out of bounds. They're going to say it's off of Henderson, and it's going to belong to the Carterville Lions.
Yeah, you don't want to pick up your dribble against Marion in the corners because they will double team you with their size, and there's nowhere to go.
Biddle will trigger the inbounds. On the far side, Carterville in the home white. They're working left to right here at Max Moore's Gymnasium. Connor Henderson breaks the double team on the corner, gets it to Biddle. He's bumped out top, and that's Connor Jackson that gets in to Tyler Biddle for his first foul.
Well, the first thing Carterville has to do tonight, they have to take care of the basketball. Marion, with their athleticism, they will run you out of the gym if you give them extra opportunities.
Carterville down 4-0, 6:50 on the clock. Justin Johnson toward the left wing. Gets it to Tyler Biddle. He brings the right-hand dribble out top. Back to Johnson, left side. He's going to fire from three. Off the iron, no good. Rebound battled for. Carterville comes up with it out top. Now it's back to Biddle. Left-hand dribble across the top of the key to Justin Johnson to Dylan Moore. He steps inside. Nice head fake. Floater, no good. And the rebound is taken down, pulled down by the Marion Wildcats. That was a nice offensive set for the Lions.
Had a couple of good looks, just as we've said many times this year, cannot get the shots to fall.
Marion's basketball, as they are in their road blue uniforms this evening, they lead 4-0 as we hit the 6-minute mark of the first quarter. Get the ball to the right elbow. Now as Connor Jackson fires from about 18. That's good. He has 4 of the 6 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, 3 shots from the field. All have gone in.
As Carterville travels, that is Garby. Got the ball, shuffled the feet, and it is a timeout taken by the Carterville Lions. It's a 30-second timeout. We're going to take a break as well. It's Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. Hey, YouTubers. Glad to have you. Carterville coach Shane Hawkins needed to talk to his team. Takes a timeout at the 6-minute mark, and Marion leads it 6-0. I made a mistake a while ago. I said Connor Jackson had 4 points. He's only got 2 in the game so far. But we have a whistle and a foul on the Lions. Tyler Biddle out top, and it's going to belong to the Wildcats on the side.
Would not be surprised if Carterville goes to a zone at some point in this first quarter, because Marion is just too quick and too athletic for the Carterville team.
Jaden Lacey to Sidoris. Now it comes back to David Fletcher. Connor Jackson step back jumper from the top of the key, no good. Rebound is fought around, and Jackson comes up with it. He leaves it for Jaden Lacey. He gets the shot, no bucket though. Gets his rebound, kicks it out around to the top. Wildcats are going to fire from 3. That's Jackson, and the rebound is battled for, and it is Dylan Moore that grabs it up for the Lions. Down 6, 5:03 left in the quarter. Another turnover on the Lions. That's the 3rd of the game. Wildcats step across the timeline at midcourt here at the Mid-Winter Classic in West Frankfort. Sidoris toward the left wing, now gets it to Jackson, leaves it for Jaden Lacey. He misses the left-hand layup. Henderson gets the rebound, misses the shot, and Sidoris hits from about 12.
Yeah, they're just a very good basketball team, and as bad as they've played to start 2018, this looks like the team from 2017.
And Carterville yet to get a bucket in the game, and a 10-second violation in the backcourt. The fourth turnover, and we're 3.5 minutes into the game, and Carterville hadn't even touched the twine on the rim. 4
turnovers and 0 for 2 from the field.
It's going to be Marion Wildcat basketball on the side. Be trigger the inbounds. The 6'2 senior David Fletcher got the start this evening. Works it into Justin Sidoris, now right side to Jaden Lacey. Back to Sidoris. They're wanting that backdoor cut, and roaming back and forth is Cole Schaefer, who just checked into the game. 3-ball from Lacey, no good. Dylan Moore gets the rebound. Right-hand dribble across the timeline. He's bumped by Sidoris. That's going to be the first foul on Justin Sidoris, the second team foul now on the Marion Wildcats.
Jaden Lacey is just an excellent, an outstanding athlete. Very, very good football player, basketball player. He's just a great athlete, and he wasn't here against Caro, and Marion paid for it.
6'1", and he's a senior, yeah. And in the last game, when we met them at the Pyramid, he wound up with 12 points in the game. It was Connor Jackson that had 25 to lead all scorers that night. Connor Henderson works it down into the paint. That's Garby. He has a shot blocked, but it's a foul. And Grant Garby, working hard, is going to go to the line and shoot a couple of free throws.
Well, when Grant Garby gets the ball on the baseline or in the paint, he's going to go the whole strong. And over the last probably 2, 3, maybe 4 games, he's done a really good job of just forcing the issue. Just bump into people and see if you can draw a foul.
Grant Garby's at the line and misses his first free throw. So it's the 3:47 mark of the first quarter. And now with the change that has happened with Luke Ford not being on the teams, Grant's going to see a lot of playing time as he finally hits a free throw, and Carterville is on the board at the 3:47 mark of the first quarter. Grant's got in the Sparta game, he wound up with 15 points, his best game of the year, and so some more responsibilities will be added to Grant Garby, and here shortly, you can bet that Austin Garby will be on the floor, as it was Henderson that missed the right-hand layup. Carterville gets the rebound. Biddle, his swing pass over to Justin Johnson, left wing. He's going to fire from 3, no good. Rebound, Henderson gets it to Lacey, and here come the Marion Wildcats.
Yeah, Carterville's 4 turnovers, 0 for 3 from the field. Not a good start. And Marion, which has had poor starts in almost all their games in 2018, off to a great start.
8-1, 3 minutes as they get the ball down to Terrell Henderson. He missed 2 shots, puts up a third and misses that. He's like 0 for 6 in the game so far. He'll get it together, but man, it's unusual to see Terrell Henderson, the 6'5 senior, missed that many shots just from underneath a bucket. Well, he's got Carterville Lionitis.
Think about this. He's 6'5". He can elevate. So really, he's putting his hand up by the rim, basically, and he still couldn't get it to go in.
2:55, it's 8-1 Marion here in the first quarter. Tyler Biddle. Zone defense now by the Marion Wildcats. They get it to Austin Garby at the right elbow. He kicks it out to Biddle, left-hand dribble. Now has that pass tipped away. 5 turnovers on the Lions, 2:38 in the first. Here come the Wildcats rather. Jaden Lacey pulls up and listens to Coach Gus Gillespie. Shouts out instructions. They work it back around. Back out top to Lacey. Now the 3-ball from Corey Houston is no good, but it's Connor Jackson that drives, puts his shoulder down, and we've got a whistle and a foul. I believe that's going to be on Grant Garby.
Yeah, Henderson already has 5 offensive rebounds. Marion has missed their last 6 shots from the field, and they've only made 1 of their last 12 shots from the field. But the thing is, they've taken about 15 shots already to Carterville's 3.
Ball is on the side, and they get it into Connor Jackson. He dumps it down low to Terrell Henderson. He finally gets his first bucket of the game. That's 10-1 at the 2:05 mark of the first quarter. Justin Johnson across the timeline, runs into the double team. Now it's Dylan Moore that's going to fire from 3 and hits his first bucket of the game for the Lions. That's a big shot. just before the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, Carterville gets their first field goal with under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter.
10-4, 1:45 remaining. Wide open for three is Cole Schaefer. No good. Biddle pulls down a rebound. Cross midcourt with the left-right dribble. It's met there by Connor Jackson defensively. Needs some help. Gets it to Garby. That's Austin Garby. He needs some help. He pulled up his dribble too soon. Now it's to Biddle. Biddle toward the left wing. Finally takes the left-hand dribble. Now right. Brings it between the circles. Over to Grant Garby on the right wing. 1:15 in the first. Swing pass to Dylan Moore. Now to Biddle. Now to Garby. Garby wide open for a three off the back of the iron. No good. That was Austin Garby that took the shot. 1:04 here in the first quarter. 10-4. Marion Wildcats. Skip pass over to Houston. Now they get it to Connor Jackson. Fakes the shot. Gets it to Jaden Lacey. His pass is tipped away. The first turnover on the Marion Wildcats. Dylan Moore is on the run. Loses the left-hand dribble and tries to save it from going out of bounds. Throws it right to Houston. He takes it to the rack and gets the layup. His first bucket of the game. It's 12-4. 35 seconds left.
Should have been maybe a 10-6 lead, but Moore lost it out of bounds. And
4-point swing.
Just like that, Marion comes back and scores.
4-point swing. Dylan Moore was trying to get the layup for the Lions. Lost the handle, and Corey Houston gets the layup the other way. 15 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Down 8, 12-4. Carterville's holding for the final shot. Shane Hawkins yelling, saying, go. Here we go. Dylan Moore is wide open for three off the back of the iron. No good. Jaden Lacey has the rebound. 2-1. No shot at the buzzer. At the end of one, it is 12-4 Marion. You're listening to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. This is the end of one. Welcome back to Max Morris Gymnasium in West Frankfort. Dave McKenzie with Scott Hudson as we head to the second quarter. Marion leads it 12-4.
Well, not very good shooting from either team. Carterville only 16% in the first quarter, 33% for the Wildcats.
Carterville has the basketball to start the second. That is Garby. He skipped past to the right side. Into the game now is Luke Stritzel for the Lions. Justin Johnson, Luke Stritzel, Austin Garby, Grant Garby, and now Dylan Valerius is back as Carterville turns it over. That's the 7th turnover. They get the ball into the paint. The shot is no good. The ball is tipped around, and it's Luke Stritzel that finally controls it. Dylan Valerius with the left-hand dribble to Austin Garby. Back to Justin Johnson, left-hand dribble, top of the key. Austin Garby to Grant Garby, or vice versa, and it's Austin Garby that fires from three, and he has his first bucket of the game.
Carterville's starting to find some open guys, especially on the wing and corner, and those guys have just got to start making those shots.
Slowest start as it's been. Carterville finds itself down 5 here with 7:07 left as Connor Jackson misses the three ball from the right wing, and it's the Lions with the basketball. It's going to belong to the Lions on the side next to Gus Gillespie and the Marion Wildcat bench.
Yeah, Carterville's done a better job of slowing things down a little bit, not playing to the pace that Marion wants to.
Because that's what they want.
Yeah.
They want to get out in transition and just wear you out. So they've done a fine job of slowing things down. It is Luke Stritzel to Valerius. Valerius leaves it for Stritzel. Now he gets the pass to Austin Garby. They work it around the right side. Dylan Valerius fires from 3. It was long, doesn't hit anything, and the rebound pulled down by Jaden Lacey. Marion comes the other way to Fletcher. They work it around out top to Lacey. And now to Connor Jackson, back to Lacey. They just work around the edges. 6:20 remaining in the first half. 12-7. Marion Wildcats with the basketball and the 5-point lead. Jaden Lacey to Fletcher. Now it is Sidoris that steps into a little 15-footer. He's on the board with 4. It's 14-7, Marion. Carterville breaks the press, gets into the front court. Justin Johnson, he's going to fire from 3 left side. Good! Justin Johnson on his first bucket of the game. 14-10, Carterville down 4.
Carterville's only got 3 field goals, but they're all threes.
As the pass from Sidoris is thrown away. That's the second turnover now on Gus Gillespie's Wildcats. The ball belongs to the Lions. They could get it to within 1.
That's hard to believe the way this game started, but Carterville has not let Marion, and I'm really surprised that Marion has not pressured Carterville more. Full court trap pressure.
They're picking it up now.
Yep, it's coming now, but Carterville's done a pretty good job against it so far.
They get the trap on Justin Johnson, but he's able to find Dylan Valerius. Needs to get across the timeline and does with the left-hand dribble. 14-10, Wildcat lead by 4. Carterville basketball, though. Luke Stritzel. I always do that. To Valerius, over to Johnson, who fires from 3 again, off the iron, no good. 3 Lions battle for the board. Here come the Wildcats. Connor Jackson, his layup is blocked. He's fouled, and he's going to go to the line and shoot some free throws.
Now, when they get a rebound, it's giddy up and go, and you better be getting back to stop those 3-on-2, 2-on-1 breaks.
Dylan Valerius with the foul. This Lions broadcast brought to you by Mayor Brad Robinson and the entire city of Carterville, proud sponsors and supporters of Carterville Lions sports. Connor Jackson, his first free throw, no good. This is the coldest shooting I've seen Marion Wildcats have in a while.
Well, they started out great in this game, Dave. They shot the ball well, and then they just started shooting poorly, and it allowed Carterville to stay in the game.
Connor Jackson gets his second free throw to go. He's got 5 in the game now. Carterville having problems in the backcourt. We've got a ball that was kicked, and it's going to belong to the Carterville Lions. Lions broadcaster powered by McDonald's. I don't know if you know this, John or Scott, but John and Mary Moreland are going to be the honorary marshals at the Herrin Fest coming up.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. How about that?
Free Big Macs for everybody, right?
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Okay.
Carterville has the ball down in the left corner. Valerius to Justin Johnson. They work it around right side. The shot from Luke Stritzel, no good. Long rebound. Here comes Connor Jackson. Look out. He's taking it to the rack. Yeah, but he just lays it up nice and easy. He's got 6 points in the game. And 7 points in the game. 17-10. Shot no good for the Lions from 3. Here comes Jaden Lacey the other way. He gets it to Sidoris. Now it's Connor Jackson. Back to Sidoris, drives the right baseline. Kick out to Jaden Lacey. Now Connor Jackson steps into about a 15-footer. No good. The ball is tipped out, and we've got a whistle and a foul that is going to be called on Cole Schaefer as he pushed off with the left hand, going over the back for the rebound.
Yeah, he went over Stritzel's back. Stritzel did a good job of boxing him out, and Carterville's missed some open threes here lately, but you know what? I don't care. They're taking the open shots. There's been times this year where Carterville would pass up those open shots. If they're there, keep taking them.
Carterville's ball, 4:15 left here in the second quarter. They get the ball into the front court. Justin Johnson, as Connor Hawkins, who just checked into the game, just had his shot blocked by Terrell Henderson, the 6'5 senior. I think Connor didn't think he could jump like that, and he did. He can. He's not only going to jump, but I think Connor realized I've got to get that ball off a little quicker. Connor into the game.
We don't have JV. Well, I don't see JV players like that when I play.
5'10 sophomore guard has a great touch from the outside, but Terrell Henderson says, nope, not today. Shot no good by Justin Johnson. It's Jaden Lacey takes it to the length of floor, and he's fouled. And is going to go to the line and shoot a couple of free throws. As the foul is on Dylan Valerius, his second of the game. They're going to say the foul took place before the shot, so it belongs to the Marion Wildcats. Sidoris is going to trigger the inbounds just below us here in West Frankfort. Gets it to Lacey. Lacey, top of the key. That is Houston. It's into the game now to Sidoris and now to Cole Schaefer. Into Henderson. His shot is no good. He's fouled. And is going to go to the line and shoot free throws now as the... It's on, I think I put one down for Justin Johnson. And it's on Dylan Valerius. His first. Justin Johnson has 2 fouls. Henderson makes the free throws. I'm cleaning up my scorebook here a little bit. Now I understand what's going on.
Henderson's just a big body. He gets inside. Well, he gets inside 5 feet. Not the only way you can stop him is fouling.
And a fantastic football player for Coach Kerry Martin as he hits his second free throw. So it's a 9-point lead, 19-10, 3:40 remaining in the first half. Dylan Valerius, left-hand dribble toward the left side, runs into a double team, right-hand dribble, gets out of it to Justin Johnson. Back to Valerius, the ball's tipped away, and they're going to say it belongs to the Carterville Lions. This Lions broadcast brought to you by Coldwell Banker Preferred Realty, where they're happy to support the Carterville Lions. There is a reason we are preferred, and you can find out why. Visit us at West Plaza Drive in Carterville. Carterville's ball. Connor Hawkins to Justin Johnson, and we've got a foul from behind. It's going to be on Corey Houston of the Wildcats, his first. That is going to be the 16th foul now on the Wildcats as we have 3:13 on the clock. Valerius dribbles himself into a trap, gets out of it, gets it to Johnson, who finds a Garby down low. He tries to get it to the cutting Dylan Moore. It goes out of bounds, and it's going to belong to the home team, Carterville Lions.
I think they're going to call a foul on Lacey, which that's a questionable call, but the official that called the foul was right there, so they're going to call Lacey for the foul, and Dylan Moore will go to the free throw line.
17th foul now on the Marion Wildcats, as the foul was on Jaden Lacey. So Dylan Moore at the line. He's going to shoot a pair. Coming up on the halftime Wild Hog reports, we're going to talk about this first half. Look ahead toward the remaining games of the tournament. Dylan Moore's free throw no good. Jaden Lacey skies for the rebound. And the Wildcats have the 9-point lead. Houston gets it down into the paint to Henderson, kicks it back out to Houston. He loses the handle, steps out of bounds. It's Carterville basketball.
Well, the problem started when Henderson, who's 6'5" and bigger than anybody on the floor, got the ball at the low block, and he put the ball on the floor. That allowed Carterville to knock the ball away, and then when Henderson did get it, he threw it wild. So when you're that big, I still don't understand why when you have a guy at 6'5", gets the ball on the low block, he wants to put the ball on the floor.
Just allows the defenders to crack down on you,
Exactly.
and that's usually where the double team will hit you. And nothing good can come when the ball's on the floor. Connor Hawkins fires from 3. That's off the back of the iron. Quickly, here come the Wildcats. Connor Jackson, his floating layup is good, gets the whistle, and the foul will go to the line and shoot free throws.
No, Houston got the rebound. Corey Houston got the rebound from Marion and just immediately looked up the floor. I mean, Marion's looking to run and gun. And
that's the same exact offense that the Carterville Lions are going to see in the Cairo Pilots, because that's what they do. As Jackson, he's got 10 of the 22 for the Wildcats, but that's what Cairo does too. They just lull you asleep and hope you down too deep, and they'll send a flyer out as the layup by Sidoris is no good. Justin Johnson gets the rebound. Dylan Moore on the right side takes it in about 12 feet away, floats. We got a foul before the shot. So it's going to put Dylan Moore at the line.
At one point, Carterville was within 4 at 14-10, but Marion's rattled off 8 straight points to extend the lead to 12.
Connor Jackson. Now the foul is on number 13. That's Justin Sidoris. Dylan Moore is at the line shooting the one in bonus as he makes his first. He's got 4 of the 11 for the Lions. It's an 11-point lead, 2:16 left here in the first half. Second from Dylan Moore is good.
It'd be nice if Carterville could go into half down by just single digits. That'd be a moral victory against this Marion team.
Absolutely. They're down 11 right now. The backdoor cut to Connor Jackson, no good. He tried to get the flush. He comes away with it, throws up the three ball, no good. Connor Hawkins gets the basketball. There's a lot of Connors on the floor right now.
Yes, there is.
Connor Hawkins, Connor Henderson, Connor Jackson.
Jackson Connor, actually.
Sinead is it?
It's Jackson Connor. I messed that name up too.
What am I doing? Am I saying Connor Jackson?
Yes. Which would
Connor.
would normally sound right, but it is Jackson Connor.
My bad.
I messed it up Saturday night, so don't feel bad.
My bad. My apologies to the Jackson Connor family. As Jackson Connor takes it to the right hand, he's called for a turnover as he traveled on the way for the right hand layup. Yeah, I knew I was going to do that too. I'll just have to put that out of my mind.
Don't worry, I did it. I think Jackson Connor got a little too fancy on that layup. He just goes straight to the glass, takes it strong. He probably gets the basket and maybe the foul as well.
6'6" sophomore Jackson Connor. Carterville basketball, 1:30 remaining. Dylan Valerius needs some help. Gets it to Garby. He gets it to Dylan Moore. He loses the handle of it. Goes out of bounds. They're going to call a whistle and a foul. And that is going to be on the Marion Wildcats.
And we've got to get the program straightened up. We've got number 12 in for Carterville, and that's not who number 12 is in the program.
Carterville had one of the players quit, and I think that's kind of where the mix-up is.
Right.
Marion's basketball, 75 seconds remaining in the half. They're going to hold and try to run the clock down. Doesn't appear as they get it to Jaden Lacey. Skip pass to the right side. Houston is wide open, no good, and Carterville gets the rebound. So they might hold for the final shot of the half. It's 22-12. Carterville down 10. It would be nice to get a bucket here and be down single digits. Valerius to Dylan Moore, left baseline. He runs into a double team, has the ball tipped out of bounds off the Wildcats. It's going to belong to the Lions.
Only down by 10. 43 seconds to go. Carterville's got a chance to cut this to single digits before halftime.
Dylan Valerius takes the inbound pass, steps inside, loses the handle, turns it over. And here come the Wildcats. 8 turnovers on the Lions, but the Wildcats throw it out of bounds. That's their 5th. It's going to go back the other way with 33.1 seconds remaining in the half. Dylan Valerius, Connor Jackson, back to Valerius. Steps across the timeline to Connor Henderson. Now they get it down in the paint. Ball's tipped away. Another turnover. That's 9. And Marion. Just not a very pretty first half of basketball by either team.
No, I don't think either coach is going to be pleased with their performance. Although Coach Gillespie, having gone 0 for 2018, he'll take a 10-point
yes,
lead.
He will. 34 points scored in the half. The shot by no good at the buzzer. And that's how we end the first half. It is 22-12. Marion with the lead. Wild Hog halftime show is next here on News Radio WJPF. Do what you need to do here, buddy. Works for me. Welcome back to West Frankfort, Illinois. It's Dave McKenzie with Scott Hudson at Max Morris Gymnasium. The first game for the Carterville Lions in the Mid-Winter Classic here at West Frankfort. At the half, 22-12, Marion lead the Lions here this afternoon or this evening. And just not a very pretty game first half of basketball, Scott, for either team.
Yeah, not a very good shooting exhibition by either team. Marion only shot 29% from the field, but Carterville only shot 21% from the field. Carterville only had 3 field goals in that first half. All 3 were threes, though, which keeps them relatively close at the 10-point deficit. Rebounds, Carterville was out-rebounded 18-10. Moore led the Lions in rebounding with 3. Henderson led Marion with 7. I've got Carterville with 11 turnovers, Marion with 5. But it all goes back to the shooting. Marion's probably looking at this game right now at halftime and said, fellas, if we would have shot better, we'd have probably a 16, 17, 18-point lead. Coach Hawkins probably telling his group, hey, fellas, if we'd shot a little bit better, we're probably only down by 2-3 points. So neither team has shot the ball well.
That's true. When you look at the scoring here in the first half for the Marion Wildcats, they're led by the 6'6 sophomore Jackson Connor. Yeah, I got it right. Jackson Connor. He's got 10 in the game. Jaden Lacey with 2. You have David Fletcher with 2. Corey Houston with 2. Also Justin Sidoris with 4. And Terrell Henderson with 4 for the Marion Wildcats. Justin Johnson for the Carterville Lions, he has 3. The Lions are led in scoring by Dylan Moore, who has 5. Austin Garby with 3. And Grant Garby, who's got 1. Carterville has 12 points in the first half.
Well, Carterville, I thought, as the first half went along, did a better job of handling the pressure. They didn't turn the ball over as many times as they did early on. And I like the fact that Garby, that Moore, that Valerius, anybody that was open for a 3 took it. You got to take those shots. I mean, you've won 3 games all year. When you got open shots, I don't care if you're known as a sharpshooter, a sniper or not, you take the shot. And they did. Garby got one of those 3s to go in. You got to keep shooting the ball. I think for Marion, it almost appears to me like Marion is treating this game as a practice. They're not really, after the first 3 or 4 minutes of the game.
Not a lot of intensity.
There's not a lot of intensity. I don't know if it's because of Carterville's record. I don't know if they feel like they can come out here and play at 60, 70% and still win this game. They just don't look real sharp, but that comes with the fact they haven't won a game this year, so their confidence isn't at an all-time high.
We're going to go on and take another break. When we come back, we'll continue on our Wild Hog halftime show. The Wild Hog, that is your Carterville Lions headquarters for post-game activities. If you're a Lions fan, take the new Wolf Creek overpass, turn on the Commercial Drive, and work your way down to the Wild Hog. Great drink specials, great food specials every single day. And show them your Lions gear when you walk in there, your hat, the logo, whatever. They'll take 10% off of your bill. That's on your Wild Hog halftime show. You're listening to Lions basketball here on News Radio WJPF. All right. (22-12). It's the Marion Wildcats on top of the Carterville Lions, where we are at the half in the final game of the evening here at the Mid-Winter Classic. When we come back, it's going to be second half action. Can the Lions pull it out? We'll see. You're listening to Lions basketball here on News Radio WJPF. We're at the half, getting ready to start third quarter play here at the Mid-Winter Classic. Carterville Lions taking on the Marion Wildcats, and it is 22-12 as the leading scorer for both teams is Jackson Connor, the 6'6 sophomore. He's got 10 in the previous game. Scott, when the Lions played in the Pyramid Plus, it was Connor with 25 to lead all scorers in that game. He's just a talented ball player.
Well, he's very talented, and on most teams he'd probably get 20 to 25 a night. But on a talented Marion team, he doesn't have to be the go-to guy every night because they have so many good scores.
The Marion Wildcats have the basketball to start play here in the third quarter. They're in the blue uniforms, their road blues, and working from left to right, the far side of the court from our perch here in the corner. Three ball from the right wing, no good, and we have a whistle and a foul on the Marion Wildcats.
Well, Henderson just picked up his sixth.
No, it's on the Lions.
Yeah, Henderson picked up his sixth offensive rebound of the game. He is just a horse on the inside.
It was the second foul on Dylan Valerius, who gets the start here in the second half. Terrell Henderson misses the free throw. He's a 6'5 senior and a darn good football player as well for the Marion Wildcats. Second free throw was good. He had 4 first half points. He gets the first point of the second half. Carterville into the front court. Grant Garvey has a shot blocked from behind. That's going to be a foul on Marion's David Fletcher. Should be 2 on Fletcher, and that'll put Grant Garvey at the line shooting 2 free throws.
Again, no hesitation by Garvey when he got the basketball down on the baseline. He knew what he wanted to do, went to the hole, now he's going to go to the free throw line.
Grant Garvey wears number 32. First free throw was good. He's got 2 points for the 6'4 senior forward. Lions broadcast is brought to you by Coldwell Banker Preferred Realty, where they are happy to support the Carterville Lions, and there's a reason they are preferred. Find out why. Located on West Plaza Drive in Carterville. Grant's second free throw, no good. It is Jaden Lacey that gets the rebound. Gets it to Justin Sidoris. To Jaden Lacey. Back to Sidoris toward the left side. Looks for the cut on the back door. Finally gets it to David Fletcher into the paint. The ball's tipped out front. Jaden Lacey saves it. Nice job getting it to Sidoris. His pass is tipped away to Henderson, to Fletcher. Now to Henderson, back to Fletcher, who's wide open for three. No good, and Justin Johnson gets a rebound, but good ball movement by the Marion Wildcats. 23-13, the 10-point Wildcat lead. Valerius gets it to Connor Henderson, back to Valerius on the left wing. Justin Johnson steps into a three off the back of the iron, no good. Ball goes out of bounds off of the Carterville Lions.
A good shot taken by Johnson, just couldn't get it to go. That's kind of been the story all year for Carterville. Over the course of the season, they haven't taken a lot of bad shots, especially recently. They just can't get them to fall.
It has been the coldest shooting team I think I've ever seen in high school basketball.
I would have to agree with that.
And like we've said all along, it's not bad shots. As Sidoris fires from three, his shot no good. Justin Johnson gets a rebound. It's not that there have been bad shots. They just haven't fallen. And with the exception of those three wins, that's just how it's been. Carterville misses a layup underneath. We got a whistle and a timeout that's called by Gus Gillespie of the Marion Wildcats. Let's see what we've got here. It is going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll take a break as well. Lions basketball here on News Radio WJPF. Welcome back to Max Morris Gymnasium. West Frankfort, Dave McKenzie with Scott Hudson as the Mid-Winter Classic underway here in West Frankfort. 6:06 remaining in the third quarter. Marion basketball, they get it into Henderson. Shot no good, and Carterville gets the rebound.
Marion is 0 for 4 to start this third quarter.
Carterville's got their chance, but it's still a 10-point lead as each team has hit one free throw in the first 2 minutes and 15 seconds. The ball is kicked by David Fletcher. Still going to belong to the Carterville Lions. Carterville will play tomorrow night at 8:30. The Cairo Pilots, who are 2-0 in the tournament, and we have a 5-second call on the inbounds pass. That is the first turnover on the Lions in the second half, and you can't do that.
Nope. If you want to get back into a ball game where you trail by 10. Again, Marion looks like they're just going through the motions.
Yep. Sidoris, top of the key, takes it to the left elbow, kicks it over to the left side, gets it back now to David Fletcher, to Sidoris. Jackson Connor floating back and forth on the baseline. They'll work that backdoor cut here at some point, as it is Jackson Connor now takes his pass out top. That is Jaden Lacey with the right-hand dribble, met there by Dylan Moore. To Sidoris, to Jaden Lacey, back to Sidoris, into the paint. Terrell Henderson, nice backdoor cut. 7 for Terrell Henderson for the 6'5 senior, 25-13, the 12-point lead. Carterville breaks the press. Dylan Moore into the free throw lane, leaves it for Dylan Valerius. He puts up his shot, and he's fouled, and they're going to call a blocking foul on Justin Sidoris.
Yeah, Valerius thought he might take the shot from the outside, but did a good job to go towards the baseline, and now you got to hit free throws. You know, you're down by 12, you got the clock stopped. It's time to start chipping into that lead.
The 5'11 senior guard for the Carterville Lions, Dylan Valerius, his first free throw is good. Lions broadcast is brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in downtown Carterville. Over 30 years. Certified York dealer. They service all brands. Call 985-2502 or go online, Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating.com. Second from Valerius, off the iron, no good. And the Wildcats get the rebound. 4:40 remaining in the third quarter. It's Dave McKenzie, Scott Hudson, 25-14. 11-point lead for the Wildcats. Jackson Connor, his little floater is good. His first bucket of the second half. He's got 12 unofficially. Pushes the lead out to 13 points. They pick up full court pressure now, do the Wildcats. Carterville breaks it. Henderson, Connor Henderson to Valerius, now to Dylan Moore. His left-hand dribble out top to Justin Johnson, into the paint for Valerius. Or Garby to Valerius, and now Garby gets it back and gets fouled, and the ball's kicked. No foul. It's going to belong to the Carterville Lions.
That's about 4 or 5 times Marion's kicked those passes. Of course, they do have a pretty good soccer program, so maybe that's where that comes from.
Justin Johnson cutting toward the rack, gets the inbounds pass, misses the shot. Valerius misses the shot. Johnson gets the rebound, and he gets fouled on the putback.
Yeah, both Johnson and Valerius had point-blank opportunities. They weren't uncontested opportunities. There were some big bodies on the inside, but Carterville just couldn't get the shots to fall.
Terrell Henderson charged with a foul. Justin Johnson at the line shooting free throws, misses his first. Quiet night for JJ. He's got 3 points in that win over Sparta. JJ had 15, and in the last game against the Pinckneyville Panthers, he led the Carterville Lions with 12 points, but he's got 3 here in this contest this evening. Second free throw is good. 27-15. It's kind of stayed around a 10, 12, 13-point game. At the end of one, it was 12-4. At the half, it was 22-12, the 10-point lead. Here it's 27-15. We have a whistle and a pushing foul.
Traveling.
Nope. Traveling. Another turnover.
This floor, Dave, is very slick. I see a lot of players.
I noticed it earlier.
Their feet sliding, and this isn't the first time that's happened on this floor. I don't know if it's what's underneath the floor. I don't know if it's the temperature, but this floor always seems to be a little slicker than most.
Carterville's basketball, as they have problems in the backcourt. And Jackson Connor tips it out of bounds off as he went flying the other way. It's going to belong to the Lions. 27-15, 12-point lead, 3.5. Carterville into the game now is Luke Stritzel. Valerius breaks the timeline. Nice pass down on the left block to Garby. Kicks it out to Valerius. Now to Stritzel. Fires from 3. Didn't hit anything. Valerius gets the rebound, but he stepped out of bounds. And it's a turnover on the Lions.
Carterville still looking for their first field goal in this third quarter.
All free throws so far. 27-15. Marion Wildcat basketball. Neither team on fire. Marion has scored 5 points. Carterville has scored 3. The tip is good by Henderson. He's got 9 now for the game. He had 4 at the half. Carterville must get it into the front court. The ball is tipped out of bounds. They say it's off of Luke Stritzel. Another turnover, and it belongs to the Wildcats.
Timeout, Carterville.
Full timeout taken by Carterville Lions. We'll be back. You're listening to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. Hello, everybody on YouTube. Hope you're having a good night. Marion Wildcat basketball with 2:50 remaining here in the third quarter. As it is Corey Houston just checked in for Gus Gillespie. And the Marion Wildcats, his first time in the second half. Where's number 11, the 6-foot junior, to Jaden Lacey. Now to David Fletcher on the right side. Swing pass to Houston, to Lacey, to Fletcher, back to Lacey, now to Houston, and back to Jaden Lacey. Between the legs dribble, back and forth, top of the key. Finally get the ball down low. The ball's tipped out of bounds off of Luke Stritzel. It's going to belong to the Wildcats.
Yeah, Marion's not really attacking this zone very well. They're not. You got to make quick passes against the zone. Marion's just taking their time when they have the ball.
Jaden Lacey gets the easy bucket on the inbounds pass just from the right block. 31-15, a 16-point lead now for the Wildcats. The ball belongs to the Carterville Lions right in front of the Lions bench.
Carterville has 3 field goals in this game. That's it.
Justin Johnson to Luke Stritzel, to Justin Johnson, back to Stritzel on the right side. Nice job defensively, but Johnson's pass is out of bounds as he was trying to get Austin Garvey, who was kind of sliding across the lane. It was behind him, goes out of bounds. Another turnover on the Lions here with 1:47 remaining in the third quarter. Wildcat ball. That's Houston to Lacey, to Fletcher. Back to Lacey, and now to Houston. Back to Lacey. 90 seconds remaining in the third. Fletcher passes up the 3 ball. To Houston, to Lacey. They get it into the paint to Schaefer. Another turnover. That's the second now on the Wildcats. Justin Johnson to Dylan Moore, who fires from 3. His shot is blocked by Terrell Henderson. They both hit the floor. They both get hands to help them back to their feet. Dylan Moore is going to go to the line and shoot 3 free throws.
Yeah, Henderson came out, tried to block the shot.
Got a hand on it.
And, I mean, he smoked Moore right in front of us in the corner.
Dylan Moore, just almost every game, will go to the line shooting 3 free throws. It's good.
Yeah, the Carterville's only points in this third quarter coming from the free throw line.
They got another one. He made his first, 31-16. Second one on the way is good. He's got 7. He leads the Lions in scoring. That's Dylan Moore, the 6-foot junior. Terrell Henderson checks out. Jaden Lacey checks out into the game. Jackson Connor back in. Sidoris in. On the floor, Schaefer, Fletcher, and Houston. Third is good by Dylan Moore with his 8 points. 31-18. Marion basketball. Houston runs the point for the Wildcats now. Gets it to Fletcher, back to Houston. He stands under, as we are under a minute to go.
Yeah, Marion's just going to milk the clock. They've got the 13-point lead and not in any hurry to get a shot off.
Carterville just, Dylan Valerius just took it away, tipped it away from Houston. Gets the layout. Here goes Jackson Connor. He gets the slam on the other end. As Carterville could not hit the layup. 31 seconds remaining. 33-18. We have a timeout. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll break as well. Lions basketball here on News Radio WJPF. Dave McKenzie with Scott Hudson at West Frankfort at the Mid-Winter Classic. the final game of the evening. Earlier this evening, it was Cairo over Herrin, 83-69. West Frankfort, the host school, they were beat by AJ in overtime, 55-51. Here it is 33-18, 20 seconds remaining. Lions have the basketball. Justin Johnson and Dylan Valerius out top. Back and forth they go. Johnson takes it into the right elbow, slips, as Scott was talking about earlier, to Valerius, to Moore, to Valerius, and he's fouled by Jackson Connor. It's going to be his second. It's going to belong to the Carterville Lions. 6.6 seconds left on the clock in the third. Dylan Moore from the left elbow shoots, no good. Ball comes out deep. Connor throws it up at the rack, in and out, no good. I don't know that it would have been good anyway, as the buzzer sounds. 33-18, the Marion Wildcats lead here at the end of 3. You're listening to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. We're heading to the fourth quarter. It's 33-18. The Marion Wildcats with the lead on your Carterville Lions.
Yeah, Marion started to pull away as they shot 50% from the field. Carterville 0 of 8 in that third quarter. For the game, Carterville is 3 of 22 from the field. The 3 field goals have all been threes.
Not pretty. 33-18, but fortunately, Marion hadn't played well this evening as well, as the shot is no good by the Lions on the run. There go the Wildcats, as it's Jackson Connor. He's able to corral it in and get the layup. He's got 16, 35-18, Wildcat lead. As Dylan Valerius steps out of bounds, it's a turnover on the Lions. 5. How many is that?
I've got him for 4. I may have missed one.
I think so.
I've got him for 15 for the game, so either way, it's not pretty.
Not pretty. 3 ball from the right corner is no good by the Wildcats. Dylan Moore gets the rebound, and he's fouled as he steps across the midcourt. It's going to be on Justin Sidoris. That is the 4th on Sidoris, the 6'2 senior. Grant Garby's going to check in for Coach Shane Hawkins. Luke Stritzel will check out. So on the floor, it's going to be Austin and Grant Garby, Dylan Moore, Dylan Valerius, and Justin Johnson. He has the basketball. Gets it to Valerius. Left elbow to Grant Garby, to Dylan Moore. Leaves it for Johnson. To Valerius. Toward the left side. Into Garby. Kicks it to his brother Austin. He gets the layup. Nice give and go on the baseline. Austin Garby has a bucket. He's got 5 in the game. 35-20, a 15-point Marion lead. Wildcats with the ball. They work it around the perimeter to Sidoris. Now to Jaden Lacey. Back to Sidoris. He backs it up with the right-hand dribble to Jaden Lacey, the 6'1 senior. To Sidoris, over to the left side, to Fletcher, into Jackson Connor. His floating shot no good from the left side. And it's Austin Garby that gets the rebound. 15-point lead here in the fourth quarter, 6.5 left. They get the ball into Dylan Moore. Dylan Valerius has to save it from going out of bounds. He does, and they're going to say that Marion, I don't know who that is. I think that's
Sidoris. Sidoris, yes.
He was out of bounds, so it's going to belong to the Carterville Lions.
Carterville finally got their first field goal this second half with 7:07 to go in the game, down by 15. Carterville just needs to finish this game strong, maybe get some momentum, and get heading in tomorrow. you don't have a lot of time to fret over this loss because you come back in less than 24 hours.
You know, all of these tournaments, they can just be brutal on a team.
Yeah.
You know, the Duster Thomas is 4 games in 2 days. This will be 4 games in 3 days. For the Lions, Austin Garby drives the left baseline, leaves it for Johnson, now to Valerius. See a little bit of intensity out of the Lions as Dylan Valerius gets the floater to fall. He's got 3 in the game. It's a 13-point lead, 35-22. But these tournaments are just brutal because you don't have time to think about it. Physically, they're hard. The 15-foot jumper from Cole Schaefer is good. That's his first bucket of the game.
Well, it's really tough on teams like Carterville that doesn't have a lot of depth.
Dylan Moore has the ball slapped out of his hand. It's going to belong to the Lions, right in front of Coach Shane Hawkins and the Carterville Lions. No, they don't have a lot of depth. Carterville is a very young team, and there's only, I believe, 5 seniors on this squad. Ball's kicked out of bounds. You've got Justin Johnson, Connor Henderson, Fidel Campbell, also Grant Garby, and there's one more in there, Dylan Valerius. As he has the ball slapped out of his hand. It's going to belong to the Carterville Lions.
And I guarantee you Carterville better have their track shoes on tomorrow night because Carroll will get the rebound and they will run.
And they just, on a missed shot, they just arrow one out.
I think they scored 81 against Herrin tonight. I mean, for high school basketball, that's a lot of points.
83 to 69. Yeah. As the ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to belong to the Wildcats. Yeah, it's crazy. 83 points in a high school basketball game. And I have to look. Camera. Leading scorer had 43 points, I believe.
Yeah,
Demarius Taylor.
He had 27 or 8 the other night against Marion when they beat Marion by 3.
He had 20 at the half, 23 in the second half. They're a talented ball team. I know they've only lost 3 games. They're 14-3 on the season. Carterville's going to face them tomorrow night as the Wildcats slowing things down. 4:50 remaining here in this contest. 15-point lead, 37-22 Wildcat basketball. Skip pass over to the left side. Fletcher fires from 3. Good.
That is their first 3 of the game. That's hard to believe.
Yeah, it is. From 6'2 senior David Fletcher. He got the start in the contest. Carterville has the basketball. It's tipped out of bounds by the Wildcats. Belong to the Lions on the side. Checking back in is going to be Jackson Connor. And let's see here. And this is going to be Cole Schaefer for the Wildcats. Our broadcast tomorrow night will start approximately 8:15 or so here on News Radio WJPF. You can watch it on the YouTube channel as well. Just search Carterville Lions versus Cairo Pilots Mid-Winter Classic. You can watch and listen to the game. Pass is tipped away, and there goes. Jackson Connor gets his second dunk of the game. He's got 18. And we've got a whistle and a foul as the Jackson Connor gets a little excited as he bumps into the Carterville Lion.
And he's only a sophomore. I mean, he's just a talented kid. He played his grade school basketball, junior high basketball at Herrin, moved to Marion. Just a very, very good basketball player.
He is. Somebody you'll be seeing playing major college ball somewhere. Justin Johnson gets a free throw.
I know, I was told anyway, that Kerry Martin tried to talk him into playing football, that he wanted to turn Jackson into a quarterback, which with his size and ability, I could see him doing that. But he's chosen to stay with basketball, and that's probably not a bad choice.
Been a smart decision
Yeah.
so far. He is extremely talented. He was so much fun to watch in junior high. And then last year as a freshman, and just has a really good game. Maybe he'll go to SIU. They could use him.
They could use somebody like, and he's, again, only a sophomore. I mean, he's probably not stopped growing yet.
Oh, I know. Marion's basketball, 15-footer is no good. Rebound by Sidoris. Putback is good. He's got 6 in the game. Carterville has the ball, though. They get across the timeline, get the trap at midcourt, but he steps out of bounds. That was Biddle with the ball. He steps backward, and it's going to belong to the Marion Wildcats.
I've got Carterville now for the game, 18 turnovers. We know it's somewhere between that and 20 anyway.
Yeah, that's about what I got.
Only have 7 total for Marion.
We're going to have our Wild Hog postgame show coming up, and we have to name our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal star of the game. Maybe this week that ought to go to Joe.
Exactly.
We'll name him the star of the game, as we've got a push on the Carterville Lions.
I would have given it to Joe if he would have come over to my house the other morning and cleared my windows and my wipers off. It would have been a no-brainer.
Oh, my gosh. I'm sure.
But I'm sure he was busy, so I'm not going to.
We got a timeout that is called by the Carterville Lions, Coach Shane Hawkins. It's a full timeout. We'll take a break as well. It is 44-24. 20-point lead for the Wildcats over the Lions here on News Radio WJPF. Yep. Carterville Lions basketball is powered by McDonald's, owned by John and Mary Moreland, and we appreciate everything that they do for Carterville sports. Are also sponsors here at the Mid-Winter Classic, based here in West Frankfort. Over 800 employees that work for John and Mary Moreland and McDonald's. Glad to have them here on our Lions broadcast this evening. Look at you with the McDonald's cup. You didn't bring me one.
Oh, I didn't.
I have my water.
Well, what was I thinking? I wasn't, obviously.
Marion basketball. Oh, a turnover on the Wildcats. They call a foul on Carterville? Nope.
They called a turnover. Yeah, no, they just turnover on Marion, and so Carterville's got the ball linked to the floor to go.
Turnover on the Lions. It's their 8th here in the second half. A whistle. Counting the basket by Jackson Connor. 20 points for Jackson Connor, and he's got the and one coming as Connor Hawkins checks in for Grant Garby. Now into the game for the Marion Wildcats. David Fletcher. Terrell Henderson checks out. Tyler Biddle into the game. Free throw is good by Jackson Connor. 47-24. Carterville basketball. Number 12 for the Carterville Lions is Bryce Anderson. Into the game.
We finally know who number 12 is.
Yes, we do.
Mystery man.
I need to clean up my rosters just a little bit, too. As it's another turnover. Quickly the other way, Jaden Lacey throws it up off the backboard for Jackson Connor to flush it. He misses the flush, goes out of bounds off of the Carterville Lions.
Yeah, a little showtime by Marion. That's a good way to break a wrist because that was not a good alley-oop off the glass for Jackson Connor to handle, and he came down hard on that rim. He's okay. He's coming out of the game, but, boy, as a coach,
Jaden Lacey's also checking out as well. There's just 2:05 remaining. The inbound pass comes to Mitchell Jackson, who just checked into the game from the right elbow. He gets the bank shot. Nice move by Mitchell Jackson for Coach Gus Gillespie. 49-24, 25-point lead. Carterville ball. Tyler Biddle, left wing. 2 dribbles to the right side, takes it up top. Runs into a double team, the trap. He's able to break it. Luke Stritzel, as Connor Hawkins fires from 3 off the side of the backboard. Rebound, the ball comes off to Biddle. Goes out of bounds, and it's going to belong to the Carterville Lions.
Carterville now with 5 field goals in this game.
Cody Rector is going to be checking in for Connor Hawkins. Shane Hawkins looks down his bench.
I think he looked up here at you, Dave, and motioned for you to come down.
Well, I shouldn't have got up and started stretching.
I know, you shouldn't have.
As cutting down the lane was Chandler Roberts for the Lions. Ball goes off his leg. Another turnover. That's 10 turnovers here. Second half. 49-24, minute 35 remaining. Our Wild Hog postgame show is coming up. We have to name our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal star of the game. And then don't forget, we'll be back here tomorrow night, 8:30, as the Lions take on the Cairo Pilots. Houston's going to fire a high arcing rainbow shot from 3, no good, but the rebound by the Wildcats back out top to Mitchell Jackson, who buries the 3 ball. The 6'5 junior. He's got 5 quickly for the Wildcats. Chandler Roberts. Turnover on the Lions. They go the other way, and with the bucket, that is going to be David Fletcher. He's got 7.
I don't think they put that basket up there, did they? Maybe they did. Maybe it is 54-24. Yeah, I think it's.
Yeah, it is. 30-point lead, yeah.
True. That's right.
Carterville ball as Houston steps into Chandler Roberts and fouls him. Corey Houston, his second foul.
And we have the running clock, although they did stop it now for the free throws. Well, they're going to call. Yeah, it was a foul on Marion. But so in this tournament, it's a 30-point lead starts the running clock.
54-24, 30 points. How'd you do that?
I got a calculator to my right because I couldn't have done that in my head.
54-24 is going to be the final score here this evening as the Marion Wildcats take care of the Carterville Lions. Scott and I are going to be back. Our Wild Hog postgame show is next on News Radio WJPF. All right. Welcome back to West Frankfort, where the Marion Wildcats have just knocked off the Carterville Lions 54-24, the 30-point win in the first game of the Mid-Winter Classic for the Lions. They're going to play Cairo tomorrow night starting at 8:30 here on News Radio WJPF. Scott?
Well, Marion picked up the pace shooting the ball in the second half. They shot 50% from the field in the third quarter, 64% in that fourth quarter. Marion shot 42% for the game. Carterville only 19% shooting from the field, 5 of 26 unofficially. Carterville out-rebounded 29-19. Henderson led Marion with 9. Johnson led Carterville with 5. 22 Carterville turnovers to only 8 for the Wildcats.
When you look at scoring, let's start with the Marion Wildcats. It was Jackson Connor, the 6'6" sophomore, that led all scorers unofficially with 24 points in the game. Jaden Lacey had 4. It was David Fletcher with 7. Also, Corey Houston with 2. Justin Sidoris with 6. Mitchell Jackson with 5. Cole Schaefer with 2. And Terrell Henderson winds up with 9 in the game. Marion puts 54 points on the board. For the Carterville Lions, they were led this evening by Dylan Moore, who had 8 points for the Lions. Justin Johnson added 6. Dylan Valerius with 3. Austin Garby had 5. Grant Garby had 2. Carterville scored 24 points, only had 5 field goals in the game. And going to have to do a little better than that tomorrow night against against the Cairo Pilots.
Well, when Carterville takes a shot tomorrow night, and whether they make it or they miss it, they're going to have to get back on defense quickly because Carroll will get it and they will go. They've got some track athletes that can get up and down the floor. Carterville tonight took a lot of good shots again, but they're not going in. There were a couple of threes that didn't even draw iron. You just got to keep shooting. You cannot quit shooting the basketball if they're not going in. Carterville, obviously not the better team tonight on paper or on the floor, but you got to keep shooting to try to get out of this funk.
When we come back, Scott and I are going to choose our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal star of the game, 54-24. It was the Wildcats all over the Lions this evening. You're listening to the Wild Hog post-game show brought to you by the Wild Hog, where they are your Carterville Lions post-game headquarters with great drink specials, fantastic food. I ate over there all weekend last weekend. 2 days.
2 days.
Friday, Saturday. I think I even went in there Sunday afternoon for a couple minutes.
Well, you got the hat trick then.
I did, absolutely. But we invite you to stop by the Wild Hog. Just take the new Wolf Creek overpass, turn west on Commercial Drive. You'll run right into it. Bob and the gang, they will take great care of you. That's at the Wild Hog. When we come back, your Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal star of the game on News Radio WJPF. (54-24), it was the Wildcats over the Lions, and we need to name our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal star of the game, and I don't think there's any doubt about that here this evening, Scott Hudson. That would be for the Marion Wildcats, Jackson Connor.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, he's only a sophomore, but he plays like a seasoned veteran. He's just a really smooth player on both ends of the floor. He has what we like to call that basketball IQ. But Jackson Connor really got it going in the second half. That's when Marion really took control of this game and blew Carterville out.
He had 24 unofficially in the game. Nice and smooth. He winds up with a couple of dunks. And we're going to name Jackson Connor our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal Star of the Game. When we come back, we're going to have a chance to spend a couple of minutes with head coach Shane Hawkins. Post-game show, the Wild Hog post-game show, continues on News Radio WJPF. (54-24), the Marion Wildcats knock off the Carterville Lions this evening here. The first game in the Mid-Winter Classic 2018. Coach Shane Hawkins. Scott and I talk about it. The Lions don't take bad shots. There's very, very few times where you can say that your team has taken a bad shot. I don't know that I've seen a team shoot as cold for a season like this Lions, and it's so frustrating.
Yeah, it's we don't have that aggressive bone in us. Sometimes I wouldn't mind really if somebody took a bad shot. At least they're trying to be aggressive, but it's we're not aggressive in the half court. We're not aggressive in the full court against their pressure. I thought they went through the motions tonight.
We said it looked like a practice game for them.
Yeah, they didn't think they really got after us. And we don't want to attack anybody. I don't know if we're scared to make a mistake. Well, when you're scared to make a mistake, you're going to make a mistake.
Yeah.
And I think we ended up with 20 turnovers. I think is what our guys had it. But we didn't attack. And to get it past that first wave and play 3-on-2, it could have been a 3-on-2 day. And we didn't attack. We don't attack.
You know, and the Lions were within striking distance at the end of the half. I mean,
it's 10 at the half.
Exactly.
I mean, let's be honest, it's right where it has to be for us. It's got to be in the 20s and the teens because we lack offensive firepower, and part of this because we don't attack. But I felt pretty good about where we were. I didn't think we played great because I think their first 6 out of 8 or 8 out of 10 were off our turnovers that turned into layups, and it was those points that we gave them and they didn't earn. So to be down 10 and kind of be in the game, I'm kind of excited about it. And we just trying to get those guys to not that we didn't play hard, but man, we don't attack. We're really, really scared to make a play.
You want to talk about an attacking offense? You're going to see that tomorrow night.
Attacking offense, defense, special teams. They're going to guard us when we get off the bus.
Yeah, because they want the turnover. They want to get out on the break, and they're relentless.
Yeah, and they scored 81 tonight or something like
83.
that. 83, and we got about 2 or 3 games worth there. So it's going to have to be, again, it's going to come down. I think our half-court defense was really bad tonight. They didn't shoot extremely well, but they're not great shooters. Take Schaefer out of it; he's by far their best shooter. Those other guys are really, really streaky jump shooters. Lacey, Sadors, even Connor. He gets hot, but he's streaky as a jump shooter. And we just you got to be able to go score more than 24 points in a game, and you've got to be aggressive. And I don't know, we're 17 or 18 games in, and we haven't been aggressive yet. And I don't know how to get them to get to that level, to want to go make a play. And the one thing I told them at halftime is, you guys spend time after practice shooting. You guys spend time on your weekends coming in to shoot, and then yet you get an opportunity in the game and you don't ever shoot. You don't ever look for that same shot. And I don't know how to get that switch flipped to shoot open shots or be aggressive. And and you were right earlier. It's not we take bad shots. We don't take bad shots. And it's that lack of aggressiveness just to go shoot it when you're open.
54-24 was the final. The Wildcats over the Lions. Coach, thank you this for your time. We'll be back here, same bat time, same bat channel tomorrow night.
We'll be here. Thanks.
Shane Hawkins joining us on our post-game show. 54-24, the Wildcats over the Carterville Lions. And we always appreciate Coach coming up on our Wild Hog post-game show and spending a couple of minutes and breaking down these games. Speaking of breaking it down, Scott Hudson, why don't you put a wrap on this puppy?
Well, Carterville doesn't have a lot of time to think about this 30-point loss. They've got to play Caro, which is undefeated in this tournament so far, a team that's already beaten Marion by 3 on Saturday night. Caro is a very good team. They're only a 1A school, a small school, but they are playing with the big boys and beating the big boys in this tournament. So Carterville going to have to come out here tomorrow night, going to have to be ready to play right from the get-go because, as I heard you and Coach Hawkins saying, Caro will press you when they get off the bus. They will run up and down the floor. They will turn the ball over at times. They're not a team that's going to hold on to the ball. They don't really want to get into a half-court game if they don't have to. So they're going to give Carterville opportunities to score points. They're going to give Carterville extra possessions. But Carterville's going to have to start shooting much better from the field if they have any hope of upsetting Caro tomorrow night.
8:30 is the scheduled time for tomorrow night's game when the Lions take on those Caro Pilots. Caro 2-0 in this tournament, well on their way to winning it and winning the championship. They are an impressive team to watch. We're going to be taking on the Pilots at 8:30. Pregame starts about 8:15. And then don't forget, we're back in here Saturday morning to play Herrin at 10. And then we'll have a game on in the afternoon session as well. But here tonight, 54-24, it was the Marion Wildcats all over the Lions in the 30-point win. For our producer-engineer back at the studio, Mr. Brian, our pal, from a partner Scott Hudson, for Coach Shane Hawkins, I want to say thank you to you for listening to Lions Basketball. I'm Dave McKenzie. We'll talk to you tomorrow night here from Max Moore's Gymnasium in West Frankfort, the Mid-Winter Classic on News Radio WJPF. See you.